Today, I'm going to be going over Gemini 2.5 Flash, Nano Banana. We're going to be going over how to use it inside of N8N, going over some of its features, as well as using it inside of OpenRouter and Google Studio. So let's get right into it. So I've been seeing the Nano Banana all over the place, and let's just go through some of the features here. So it generates consistent characters and subjects across multiple images. So apparently this image is taking over everything and is going to kill Photoshop. Apparently, that's what I've been hearing, but we will only know further down the line in the future. And so that's just some of its features. You can use it for free inside of Google AI Studio, and I'll actually show you how to get it as an app if you're on Mac. And so just for example here, if we go to chat, you can try it for free inside of Google Studio. So if we go a cool robot walking in Medellin, Colombia. I'm going to be doing a lot of Colombia stuff because I'm going this winter. So please pardon my Colombia images here, or the ton of them that I will produce. So there is a picture of a robot walking through Medellin, Colombia. You can come and use this in Google AI Studio for free. And there are some limitations on it, but Google AI Pro, Google AI Ultra, you can get, more credits for these image generation and VO3 type of tools. So you can do that. However, I'm just going to show you how to actually download it onto your MacBook as an app. So if you come over here, go to share, and what is it here? Let's see. Install page as an app. That's what it is. So if you go like this, install that, you can then just add it to your MacBook toolbar, and then you have access to it. All the different features like chat, Nano Banana, all the Google AI Studio features, you have it in here. And so if you go generate media, Nano Banana, that's how you do it inside of Google AI Studio. That is one way how to use it. You can also use it inside of OpenRouter. So if you haven't used OpenRouter before, go to openrouter.ai. You're going to need to add in some credits here. So for example, I have like $6 in there. I've had $10 in there for a long time. So credits, and then you can come and add in an API key if you're using N8N. But if you just want to use it inside of OpenRouter, what we're going to do is just type in Nano, and it pops up right here. So Google Gemini 2.5 Flash image preview, that is the one we want to use. And so if we select that here, this is how you're going to integrate it inside of N8N, but that is not what we're doing right now. We're going to chat with it. And just like we were doing in Google AI Studio, we can do the same thing here. Cool anime character walking through Medellin, Colombia. And let's see what it gives us here. And let's see how long it takes. It doesn't really say the time here. And in Google Studio, I'm pretty sure it tells you the time that it takes. But there we go, 13 seconds. So there is the image generated, and that is pretty friggin' cool. I know there are some other AI image generation tools that I've used before, like Midjourney. And so we're gonna have to test this out and see how consistent characters are, just depending on like what you're using it for and things like that. But this is just showing you how to actually use it and get started with that. So we've used it inside of the Google AI Studio. We've used it inside of OpenRouter, and now I'm going to show you how to use Nano Banana inside of N8N. And so here is an example workflow that I've built that you can use. And so let's just go execute workflow here, and let's go somewhere different. Let's go robot looking character walking through Toronto. Let's do something local here. So the form has been submitted. Okay, so the form has been submitted. Sorry, there's a tiny dog where I am, and I hope you guys didn't hear that loud ass barking throughout the entire start of the video there. But okay, so I executed this workflow. Form submitted. What this does is takes in our prompt here. It's going to give us a better prompt. So I asked it for a robot looking character in Toronto, and then it generates a prompt for us: a sleek humanoid robot with glowing blue eyes. It just gives us a better prompt to actually generate that image with. And so we've done that there. it sends a HTTP request to OpenRouter, which was right here with Nano Banana. And then we've got the edit fields section here. And then it goes through an edit fields node, and then it gives us an image. So if we actually just view this right now, there we go. It gave us a robot looking character walking through Toronto. And so that is pretty cool. And that's how you use it inside of N8N. So what I'm going to show you how to do is build this workflow from scratch. And I'll also, and you will also be able to download this template inside of my Skool, which I will leave down below. And so this workflow right here is just the simplest way to actually use Nano Banana inside of N8N. I saw a whole bunch of other tutorials online that were super complicated, and I just want this tutorial to be very simple for you guys to get up and running and using it in N8N. So what we're going to do here is just copy over this workflow. So we got an on form submission, N8N form. Go triggers, and on N8N form event, we will add this. And what we'll do here is if I pull up this right here, what image would you like to generate? So we're going to add that right into here, which will be our form title. Let me just stop this because we got two running now. What would you like to generate? Form description, image generation tool. And we'll add a form element here. And what did I have here? Where are we gonna select here? And then I'll just go type here. Sure, that worked. We'll stop this again, and we'll come back to our on-form submission, and we'll go type your prompt in here. And there we go. What would you like to generate? Image generation tool, and type your prompt in here. And so now we can type in whatever we want for our image. And so I'm gonna come back and actually just stop this one here. And now what we want to add is a basic LLM chain. Now you can use something like message, see, OpenAI. You can use OpenAI and message model if you'd like, but because we're using OpenRouter, we're going to use a basic LLM chain. We're going to add in the basic LLM chain here, right? Come over here like this, and we're going to add in a prompt just to make it output a better prompt for us rather than the sentence that we give it. So we're going to copy this over. Your job is to generate a specific prompt from the input for an image generation tool. Super simple, right? We're going to add this, define below. There we go. Have this connected. And so we've got our prompt. And now if we execute this workflow here, so now what we need to do is come back over to our form here, and we are going to type something in. So, cool character, Toronto. Sure, let's just submit that. It'll be fine. And now we have an input from our on-form submission. So what we want to do is pull in our prompt. So we're going to change this, the type name or ID and chat messages. We're going to change this over to user. And now we're going to pull in, type your prompt in here, and that'll be our message. And now if we execute this step, we'll execute this step here. And as you can see, we didn't get anything. A model subnode must be connected and enabled. And if we look at our first workflow here, we have a model connected. We're going to need to do, like I said before, where we come over to OpenRouter, we're going to need to add some credits with a credit card, and then go to keys, create an API key, N8N, create that. You will copy over this API key. We're going to come back over to our OpenRouter in N8N. You're going to paste in that API key. Okay. And just to go over this again, in the OpenRouter chat model, we're actually just going to put Gemini 2.5 Flash. We're not going to use the Nano Banana until the HTTP request. So this is just generating the prompt for us. And so now once we execute that step, we get the actual prompt that we will then give to Nano Banana. So now that we have our prompt created, we're going to add in an HTTP request here. Okay. And now this is where we're going to access our OpenRouter. And so if we come over here to OpenRouter, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see some integration methods here. So this is the one we're going to be using today. You can also add in a curl if you would like to do that, and just add that into the body. So what you actually want to copy over is this right here. So you're going to go URL OpenRouter.ai, and then we're going to go v1/chat/completions. So if we take a look right here, you'll see this OpenRouter.ai v1 chat completion. So you're just going to copy this in. You're going to bring it over. And let's actually just rename this to Nano Banana Request. We're going to paste this in here. And from there, we are going to copy this into the body. But first, what we want to do is copy over the content type and the application JSON for the header specification. So we're going to send the headers. We're going to copy this over content/type. So we're going to send the headers over, go content-type, and we will then add the value application/JSON. After this, what we need to do is just send the body over. So you just select this tab right here, you go send body, okay, and then the body that we're going to send, you can copy this. If you screenshot this and enter it into Cloud or something like that, it'll just rewrite this for you, or you can download the template if you want to. So we're going to copy this over. We will go JSON specify body using JSON. There we go. And Google Gemini 2.5 Flash image preview. Make sure you don't add free at the end of it. That is a problem that I had before. And now that we have that, you can see that I already have the content as JSON.text. So if we delete this right here, we can actually just pull in our prompt right into the quotes for content. Now we have that selected. And now that we have that selected, all we need to do is authenticate our OpenRouter. So we'll go predefined credential type. We've already implemented authorized services, so you don't have to set it up manually. And so just like I was showing you with OpenRouter and how to connect it here, we're going to do something similar. Go select credential type, and we're going to go OpenRouter account, and then you're going to add in that API key from before. So everything here is done. The last thing you're going to want to do, which actually should have been done first, is just change this method over to post. We're going to execute this step, and we should get a result from the HTTP request now. Let's just wait for it to execute. All right, let's go through some of this. We've got an ID. We've got, what else do we got here? Content. Here's your image. Now there's completion tokens. So we know that the image was generated, right? But we can't actually see the image like I showed you in the demonstration before. Now what we're going to do is convert that URL in an edit fields tab. So if we go edit fields here, we're going to go add a field. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to add in the name as a base. And we're going to paste in this bit of code here that you can screenshot, copy over. So we are just selecting the base from the URL. And so we've got the base here outputted for us. And now we need to convert the file over. So if we go convert to a file, and we'll go move base64 string to a file. And if we just type in base, and we execute this step here, boom, there you go. We actually have an output. Now you can view or download this image just like that. I can open this up right here. And there's our image right there. And you can also view it inside of N8N just like that. And so that is just a super simple way on how to use Nano Banana inside of N8N. I hope you guys liked this video. We went over how to use it inside of Google Studio, as well as OpenRouter and N8N. So now you know how to use Nano Banana in multiple different ways. We're going to see how long this image generation tool stays at the top. And if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will leave this template in my Skool, so go to the description down below in the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.